All right, we'll call the meeting to order. We're going to start out with a prayer and pledge. Please stand.
Dear Father, we thank you for allowing us to be here tonight. We thank you for allowing the parents and the students to be honored tonight. We ask that you give us guidance and directions as we make decisions for our students, our teachers, administrators, and the stakeholders of this county. Thank you, Father, for blessing us, for keeping us. We ask a special prayer for those in California who are experiencing the fires. We ask this through your Son, Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, folks, the first order of business, I'd like to chair looking for a motion to approve the agenda.
Make the motion.
Second.
First and second, any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? And let's say we're going to do staff and student recognition. We're going to move down the floor. Mr. Finch, take it over, please.
Good evening. My name is Jim Finch. I'm superintendent of schools here in Monroe County, and we're very excited to have KB Sutton Elementary as part of our student staff recognitions as well as our transportation department. We will start off with KB Sutton first, so I'll ask our principal, Ms. Chapman, to come on down, and then we will go through the honorees.
I'm excited to be announcing some very special students and staff members this evening for some special contributions that they made to KB Sutton this year. So first up, we want to call up our junior beta 5th grade students. Okay, and we'll call you up individually and you'll stay right up here with your certificate. These students organized a food drive to help stop our KBS food pantry, and they were able to receive over 1,500 food items. And that is the largest fundraiser, canned food fundraiser that we've had at KB Sutton. So we're super proud of them and the contribution that they made to our school. So we have Emily Bowles, Adley Fowler, Anna Ham, Mario Harvey, Jace Head, Jeremiah Hicks, Elijah Newell, Annabelle Norris, Malachi Raper, Zaria Slaughter, Anila Smith, Matul Soni, Melissa Valsilo, Raven Warren, Aiden Washington, Riley Perez, Addison Suter, Suter and Braden Suter. Allie Smallwood. Kirsten Beelan. And Reagan Cook. Did Kinsley come in? Is she here? Okay, I thought I saw her. If anyone else came in after any other of our junior beta, add what? Rose hands. Come on up, baby. All right. We also would like to call up their facilitator, their sponsor, Miss Kaylee Potter, who helped them organize this. Malaysia Chapman. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you for facilitating and helping them with this awesome fundraiser.
Right, here, how you doing?
Here, just take your picture. But, there's too many of y'all, we're gonna have to squish some. So my tallest friend's in the back.
Walk forward.
Come to the front, my darling.
Everybody walk forward.
Everybody's squishing.
Keep it on the back. Walk forward.
Somebody's gotta be in the front. Somebody's gotta be in the front.
You may need a third row. My friend's in the center here. Here, over, y'all step forward some more.
Couple of lines.
We're gonna make several lines, y'all pushing behind them. Keep scooting over. I know I can't see any of y'all, come on over.
We'll slide down.
Losing this battle. This whole room needs to come this way. Scooch on over, there we go. Get there. She's a great group. That's okay, it's a very good group. I've seen some of y'all at the Fine Arts Center. School of Rock last year, right? Spelling bee last night, we got everybody on there. There you go. Just get everybody. Big smile. 3, 2, 1. Do another one. Keep smiling. I have a call here. I got you.
There we go.
Good job, guys.
Next up, we would like to honor Miss Holly Easterling. If she'll come up, she is our computer lab teacher, and she competed in a grant writing contest, and she won a grant for the Connect Safely Safer Internet Day grant. And she's going to use those funds to provide some lessons for our first grade through fifth grade students to help them learn about being safe as they work through the internet and as they surf the web. So thank you for your contribution to our school.
All right, so, yes, board member.
You're not getting out of it. Come on now.
You gotta get in the middle of that. Just chatting. Just chatting. I use that last one.
You're fine, but I want to climb over my friend's ears. All right, here we go. Big smiles. 3, 2, 1. One more.
Thank you, Ms. Chapman and KB Sutton. So next we'll go to Mr. Jake Davis. He is our Director of Transportation. He has some honorees from his department as well.
Good evening. This evening I have two very special people who are part of the Transportation Department that I would like to recognize. The first person is Michael Knight. So Mr. Knight, if you could make your way on down here. Some of you may remember that we recognized one of our bus mechanics, Michael Knight, last school year when he won the Regional Technicians Competition. At the time, I mentioned that Mr. Knight would be moving on to participate in the statewide competition. The statewide competition took place last June in North Georgia, where school bus technicians from across the state of Georgia came together to demonstrate their knowledge and expertise. Today, I'm proud to announce that Michael Knight is officially the top school bus technician in the state of Georgia. He is officially named the 2024 Georgia School Bus Technician of the Year at the Georgia Association for People Transportation Summer Conference last June. And of course, beyond his impressive skill set, Mike is also a lot of fun to be around. He's got a great sense of humor and is always entertaining to speak with, which makes him a great asset not only to our department, but to everyone who knows him. So thank you, Mike, for your contributions that you make, and you are a great example of someone who is committed to excellence in our school system. So thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, next up is Mr. Joel Cates. Joel Cates serves as the routing specialist for Monroe County Schools, where he oversees the design, revision, and implementation of school bus routes for the nearly 3,000 students who rely on bus transportation every day. Mr. Cates stepped into this role in July of 2023, right in the middle of a major transition to a completely revamped routing software platform. Despite the timing and challenges, Joel stepped up to the plate. Not only did he learn our existing routing system, but he also spent significant time learning and implementing the new software. His countless hours of work helped ensure that our maps and routes were accurate and up to date. Joel scheduled one-on-one meetings with drivers to address concerns and verify route accuracy, and he also worked tirelessly to make sure our bus routes ran as smoothly as possible, even as we navigated enrollment growth and staffing challenges. Joel is incredibly organized, communicates effectively with parents and staff, and brings a very thorough approach to his work. His dedication and hard work have been vital in ensuring Monroe County students and bus drivers have what they need to be successful. So thank you, Joel, for everything you did to support the Transportation Department. Please join me in giving him a round of applause.
State winners.
That's fine.
All right, Miguel, big smiles, 3, 2, 1.
She's trying to get behind me.
We're not gonna let that happen. One more, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're going to take a 5-minute break. We're going to gather back in the boardroom. Thank y'all very much.
I start talking to them, and you say
All right, I'm going to call the meeting back to order. And now we got consent items. Dr. Finch, you want to
All right.
go through those for us?
Mr. Chairman, we have pretty much our normal activity of field trip requests and fundraiser requests that have to go through board approval. And you can see those of where we have various groups at the different schools where they're requesting to go. And then the normal activity of fundraisers that you see in the second semester and their start dates and what they are attempting to accomplish, and you see them at various different schools there. And then also we have a regularly scheduled meeting from December, as well as 2 called board meetings from December 16th and January 7th that need your approval as part of the consent items for meeting minutes.
I move that we approve the consent items of field trip requests, fundraisers, and minutes.
All right, got a motion? Have a second? Second by Mr. Goodwin. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? All right, unanimous, thank you. All right, next we got the superintendent's report. Please, sir.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, and tonight we have Ms. Jenny Rooks here, and she will be conducting a presentation on the nurses' report. We always want to make sure that we can, come on up, Jenny. We always want to make sure that, that we keep you advised of information as it relates to healthcare and our students. And she also has sports medicine numbers in there and data from our 2 athletic trainers. So you can follow along here on the screen that I have in front of you, as well as up at the TV. And Jenny, it looks like Josh is trying to get you there where you can kind of navigate through that as well. Thank you, Mr. Griffiths.
All right, tell me how to go to the next one. Usually, Josh?
You'll just have to scroll.
Scroll, got it.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Okay, so we'll start with Georgia MTSS, which is a new combination from the Office of Whole Child Supports at the Department of Education. And what it includes is a combination look at students' academics, their behavior through PBIS, as well as their well-being and support. And so we want to make sure that every student is receiving the support that they need at each tier that they are on, including some of the well-being, which would be provided by sports medicine and our nurses each day. And so I'd like to introduce you to our nurses, although they could not be here. I did have pictures here. So we have Lee Grant, she is at T.G. Scott, she's our lead nurse. Jamie Harrell is at Hubbard Elementary. Angela Bagwell is at KB Sutton. Brandy Villanova is part-time and she's at Hubbard Elementary School. And Shannon Sermons is in our department, and we'll talk more about Medicaid in a minute, and she handles some of those administrative items. At the middle school, we have Rhonda Butler. At the high school, we have Brittany Barrett. And at the freshman campus, we have Christy Weeks. We really wanted to include this visual. This is something new to us that we rolled out last year. But when you see our school nurses the numbers of visits that they have in the office, it can be a lot per day. And so in order to really effectively see each child, they need to have a map of how they're going to triage all the different ailments. Because sometimes it's just I have a paper cut, all the way to I need a treatment through albuterol, or there may be a seizure. So they really need to triage all of the different students to make sure that they're serving them in the way that they need. And so we do ask the classroom teachers if there's a loose tooth or a tooth saver, if they could have some of those, or chapped lips, if they could provide that, so that the nurses are able to really take care of the students the way they need and prioritize some of the more critical elements. Here are the total nurse visits in the clinic by month, by campus. So you can see there's quite a few students that are going to the nurse every single day. And below that are the total number of students that are actually sent home per month, which is very small given the number of visits that they have. And What really is prioritized is student attendance at school. We need you here so that we're able to teach you. We need you to be in the classroom and receive the instruction. And so our nurses are clearly able to help those students and get them back in class where they need to be. One of the benefits that we now have is we work with a third party, which is called PattyNet or SES. And they help us to bill Medicaid for nursing services that are provided through Medicaid or Peach Care, eligible students that have prescribed medication or they have a treatment plan. So we work really closely with some of the pediatricians in the area, like Dr. Monroe, to really make sure that we have a treatment plan for all students that have asthma or seizures or anything like that, so that we can take care of them. One of the growing conditions that we have in Monroe is diabetes. And so those kiddos, they take a lot of our nurses' time, because especially in elementary, where they need assistance checking their blood sugar levels, understanding what those mean, and then being able to take the right medication or eat a snack. So they provide a lot of guidance on diabetes. Here we have our athletic trainers. We have Sean Boland and Ashley Boyd. And here, oh, I just keep making it smaller, don't I? I'm so sorry. Here we have the services that they provide. This is all the way through December, so this is first semester. They tell you what their unit description was and how many counts or units that they were able to provide August through December. I keep doing it. Going to be technology challenged. There we go. And so you can see that one of the biggest component is that they're able to save estimated costs of $82,044. And so, when I talked to Sean Boland and Ashley Boyd, they said one of the larger components is that they're able to take, like the football season just ended, 50% of their kiddos have football injuries. Not 50%. 50% of their cases that they're providing physical therapy for are from football right now, and that'll change as the season changed through sports. But they come and they're able to get physical therapy right here at school, depending on their schedule, so they don't have to check out and leave. And they're not missing school. They're able to stay. They're able to get their credits. So they're doing a fantastic job of providing that service while the sports season is occurring, so they're not having to leave and go to Macon and come back and miss half of a school day potentially. And so that really is a huge service to Monroe County Schools. They're doing a fantastic job. And so that is nursing and athletics.
Any questions for Ms. Rooks? And so I'll remind our board members, when we consider personnel in that area, they provide I'm talking about our nurses, provide such an invaluable service because of the time and effort that they can save our families and our children from having to leave school. Some of them can actually stay in that day and they can get back into the classroom. And it doesn't matter what grade level it's at all grade levels. And then as far as Sean and Ashley go, they save a lot of families money there because they're able to do a lot of treatment that would otherwise have to go through a physical therapy office or an orthopedic office, and they're able to do it here on site. And so when we think about how they exist in the grand scheme of our budget, these are some dollar figures and data points that we always want to keep in front of you.
One question, back on the Medicaid.
Sure.
Where is that money that's actually coming in? We get reimbursed by services for that? It's 23,000 something.
Yes, so that was money that we were able to bill last year from August to May. For every visit or every pill that was administered for an eligible child, we were able to bill for that. So that's money that comes back to the district to support our nurses.
Support the nursing program.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Yep, it goes back into general fund.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so when we had a change in leadership with student services, counselors and nurses used to be in student services. We actually took both of those out of student services and put nurses up in Jenny's department in special education, and we took the counselors and put them in this elders department with teaching and learning.
And so we have really been able to support those areas better in a more specialized area like special education and teaching and learning. Whereas student services is kind of an all-encompassing, a little bit more general action and title and support there, but these are a little bit more targeted, and we really feel like our healthcare professionals in our building are getting a lot better support from Jenny Rooks' department, as well as the counselors getting better support from teaching and learning. So,
They're an amazing team.
all right, thank you, Ms. Rooks.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Next on the list, public participation. That we had anybody sign up for public comment? All right.
Says we did not.
Thank you. Recognize the affectionate, I'd hear about the financial report, Mr. Chris Johnson.
All right, good evening. Not a whole lot to report, just a routine monthly report here, nothing stood out. It was just an average month here in Monroe County. One thing we did find out this week is we've been talking about healthcare increasing. We got our first new state health bill, over $900,000 for the month of December for healthcare for our employees. So that's the new rate that we will be paying for the rest of the year.
What was the old, you recall?
Used to be $945 a month for the employer portion,
Right.
and the employees usually pay somewhere around $200 to $300 per month. And now it's over $1,700 on the employer side. So overall, it's over $21,000 that Monroe County Schools is having to pay on behalf of covered individuals.
Really, I think it was 700, 800,000. It was a sizable jump. To break, our monthly payroll now is in excess, if you include salaries and benefits, of $4.3 million every month. But that's not reflected on this report.
It'll be on the next one.
It'll be on the next one.
Right.
The next page is our capital projects. Again, just an average month. We did collect $640,000, which is about average for our district. And then the last page is our federal funds. And like I say, pretty much every meeting, we spend the money first and get reimbursed. So there's a little bit of a deficit there, but we'll recoup that at the end of the year. So, any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Chris. All right, to go to facilities and grants, Mr. Flanders.
Good evening, board members. College and Career Academy is rolling along. It's been dried in. The rooftop units have been put on top, so our HVAC is in place as well. We should have permanent power in a couple of weeks out there, and everything that's being done right now is done on the inside. And so that means the building's going to open on time. Pretty excited about that. Our football field house and stadium renovations got off to a quick start in December. Buster Construction, a local company, came out, took care of getting the grading done for where the field house is going to be at. They took out the old bleachers, took out the concrete pad they were sitting on. They've already begun to run the new drain lines to the new, or what was the old field house. And so it's going to be good to have that in place. T.G. Scott Drive is still at the same spot. Options are being looked at right now. The traffic survey has been completed. That's where we are on that one. The Hubbard roof modifications, we presented that to the board back in October. Went ahead with the project to get pricing on it. So the RFQs have gone out. They'll be advertised in the paper tomorrow. They're already on the procurement website and on our website. So that's been taken care of. the USDA equipment grant, the serving lines. November 15th was our last meeting with the group, this doing the design and the construction of the units. We're probably about 6 to 8 weeks away from having that project completed and getting it off the list. It's been on there for a little bit. And then the security grant, still everything that can be done right now has been done for this year. And so we're just waiting on a few things that will be taken care of next year before we finalize expenditure of those funds. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Sanders.
Thank you, Mr. Flanders.
All righty. Next thing is we're going to discuss legal counsel and our law firms. Dr. Finch?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Every year we have to approve legal counsel for Monroe County Schools, and our recommendation is that we use Vaughn and Sundin, that's for property, local legal matters, et cetera, and then continue to use Jones Court for general education on matters. And we're making an additional recommendation this year to use Parker Poe for legal matters involving special education. And so they have specialized attorneys there that we feel like that we can get our service for special education from Parker Poe. They have an attorney that we have worked with in the past there, and several of the special education lawyers at Jones Court no longer work there. And so we needed to really be able to reach out to a new law firm for that matter.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we contract with Bone and Sundin for our local legal matters and land acquisition type things, with Jones Court for our educational matters, and with Parker Poe for matters dealing with special education services.
Thank you, Dr. Dawson. There's a motion and a second.
Second.
All right. All those in favor? All those opposed? All right, pass unanimously. Thank you. All righty. Moving on, let's see. Ensuring professional learning. I think we have Dr. Doster and Ms. Bilderback go to the GSBA conference, and would y'all like to elaborate on anything that y'all picked up and enjoyed or did? Any information?
Well, we definitely enjoyed the student musical performances and the students speaking. I only wish that our Monroe County group could represent us at GSBA at some time, because our group is as good as any good group we've had, but they're very, very encouraging to see that type of work being done by our students. I enjoyed most, I guess, the legal issues workshop, the update from the various attorneys representing several firms. It kind of brought us up to date with things like the House Bill 581, things like that we're addressing now. But that was what kind of caught my attention more than anything else. What else?
The group, well, the kids that, did the council, they were amazing.
Yeah.
Their discussion was really, way above their years,
And we had the very first student on that.
yes, we did. And it was very interesting to hear them talk and just discuss. And like I said, I thought they were way beyond their years discussing, and they had a lot of good ideas. And we learned some things about meetings that we didn't know, and hopefully that will help us in the future. And Dr. Doster and I got to get to know each other. So it's rather nice.
Good. Glad to hear it. Thank y'all very much. All right. We have a need for executive session to look at, for personnel reasons. A motion for executive session.
A motion that we move into executive session to discuss personnel.
All right, motion.
Second.
Second. All those in favor? Union? All right, thank you very much. Unanimous. Coming back from executive session, we're in personnel actions. Mr. Ratcliffe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The administration recommends approval of the personnel actions as presented during the executive session on the blue sheet.
All right.
I move we approve all personnel recommendations as presented on the blue sheet.
Motion.
Second.
Second. All those in favor? Unanimous. Thank you. Dr. Finch, reminders.
All right, so we have called board meetings coming up on the next 3 Thursdays. Those are House Bill 581 hearings, 5:36 and 5:30 in the successive order there. And then your regularly scheduled board meeting, the next regularly scheduled board meeting is February the 11th at 5:30.
Looking for a motion to
I'll
adjourn.
make a motion to adjourn.
Absolutely, Mr. Beck.
Second.
Mr. Jenkins? Thank you. All those in favor? Unanimous. Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.
No, I want to stop.